Hi AJ, how did you get the spark for Moto Academy and also Go Jet?
Amazing question. Are you kidding?
Yeah, really good question. He's our Go Jet guy. That's his second. That's his
Amazing question. I spent a lot of time. I think a lot. Is that weird?
You think a lot.
Depends.
No, it's not weird.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all the time. On a plane for 7 hours straight. I don't watch a movie.
It was on a plane?
It very well could have been. I don't think it's. I would say 90% of my ideas are on a plane.
Fair enough.
While I'm reading the book. Now it's while I'm reading the book. Before it would just be maybe music would be an inspiration and like a certain song would get me to think of an idea and then I would rip my phone out and start writing it down. Or then that actually kind of changed to like like manifestation meditation things, which would either be a style of music or kind of basically like a yoga relaxation thing. Also weird. But then I would always have my phone nearby. So then I could pick my phone up and I'm writing as if I'm writing and write something down. Or I have a notepad and I will physically write it down. How else? And then there's another way, but I won't say that way.
Didn't Rob have some part?
Yeah, well, sort of, yes, but
Because he was the one who was like, go teach kids how to ride, right?
oh, that specific thing, I'm not sure. Rob was the catalyst of, well, there were many, but Rob was the consistent figure in my life that was, what's your exit plan? Like, what
That's right.
else are you going to do?
Yeah, like after pro racing.
Which, although his specific vision and version of that, I think was much, much, much different. And he now recognizes that, and who could have ever dreamed what it would be. But his was very much like get a normal job, in a sense, right?
Right.
And my version of get a normal job is you could still do well, right? But get a normal job. And I think that I unconsciously, not intentionally, took the advice of figure something out, but then I made my own version of that, sort of by accident. And the only reason it was by accident is because I didn't think that it would ever get big. I thought I could teach kids, and I enjoy doing it, which is the first most important thing. If you don't enjoy doing it, don't even begin. But I thought I would make enough money to like get by. And I almost settled for that for a short period of time, like a very short period of time, but almost. I mean, I don't know what convinced me otherwise as far as big picture thinking. I'm going on a tangent now. Oh my
Well, I was
God.
going to say, it's not like you came up with the whole idea all at once.
No,
But
it's a growth that happens consistently. There's constant ideas. We've had 3 of them tonight. That the thing in 2033 that will eventually happen. The idea sparked just this second between just a conversation or a question, the right question. When you have, if you're little man, when you have a little idea like that and you think it could be cool, don't stop there. Don't just say, oh, that would be cool. Make a step, an actual step towards doing whatever that is. And your attention might very well go a different direction and you'll reroute, but at least you are like doing something. There are so many people like, oh yeah, it'd be so nice if I could, or, well, I'm not making enough money, so I have to stay here, or holy crap. Yeah. I don't want to get too much into the mental stuff because that's going to be the other podcast, but you just have to continue. You have to begin. You have to begin. So if you have an idea and you think that you could be passionate about it, just simply begin it. And this is going to get too much into it. You're going to have a lot of people telling you that it's an unrealistic thing. But the only thing, you just keep going towards that direction. That's it. It sounds bizarre, but the only reason why people aren't famous or aren't rich is because they've stopped somewhere along the way. I think that everybody is equally capable. And I'm getting too serious. Cool.
No, it's a good answer. It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you did. You're speaking from experience.
Yep. And it shouldn't sound like kooky.
It shouldn't have worked.
The only people it sounds kooky to are the people that it hasn't happened.
Well, no, think about it. Look,
Yeah,
think
because
about
they
how
quit or it just hasn't happened yet.
think about how basic the Moto Academy is. At a core idea, you know how basic it is? Teach people how to ride dirt bikes.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're partnered with the superstar of the sport, like the sport's never seen, and his brother.
Yeah, because I began it
From a simple idea.
I began it before I knew I would be passionate about it, though. So that's interesting.
That is interesting.
Because I was racing and I thought that I was passionate about that, which some of my passion lies with racing, but not a large majority of it. The large majority of it now lies almost accidentally on making the decision to begin teaching. And then I realized after I began teaching, I was like, oh, this is way, way more important. Way more important.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't want to sound like braggadocious.
Do you know that was a word before right now? No. Braggadocious.
Bringing it full circle. I said it on a previous podcast.
It's a real word.
You didn't think it was a word.
Unbelievable.
But I have an opportunity with what we have all created to make a bigger impact in the sport than that has ever been made ever by any individual racer, which is what I thought the goal was, to be the best racer. And yes, James Stewart, Chad Reed, Ricky Carmichael, you could go on and on and on and on. Those guys have enormous leverage, but if you combine that leverage of a Jet and Hunter with the changing people's lives part of it,
right,
which is the teaching, there's nothing that is bigger than that.
Wild.
Is it bad for me to say that and admit that out loud? But that is like the biggest. There's no step higher. That is the TV show. That is beyond the TV show. That is all. It is all it. That's all one thing.
Right.
But that's the highest of high ideas. And I had it by the simplest idea of teach people how to ride.
Teach people how to ride.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm talking about it as if it's happened. We've just began, but it's it's exciting.
Wild.
Because again, we are doing a whole podcast shout out dedicated to mental game, all of that. We're going to record that tomorrow. It was supposed to get recorded tonight. So I am hesitant in like diving too deep. Hey guys, if you enjoyed this clip and you want to watch full episodes of the podcast and send in video questions of your own, head over to club.themotoacademy.com.